ఒక నిమిషం అన్న. Hey Ansh, phone എടുക്കണം. చెప్పమ్మా. నేను రెడీ అని ఎడికి పోదాం? ఆచికి పోదామా? నువ్వు నాన్న పోండి, నాకు అమ్మకు పని ఉంది. ఓకే, ముగ్గురం ఎందుకు? నువ్వు నాన్న, యూ బోత్ ఎంజాయ్ నాన్న, యూ బోత్ ఎంజాయ్. నువ్వు మీ నాన్న సరే వెళ్దాం కానీ. యూ బోత్ ఎంజాయ్, మంచిగా ఎంజాయ్ చేయండి మీరు ఇద్దరు. సరే వెళ్దాంలే వెళ్దాంలే. ఎందుకంటే అందుకే చేసిన నీకు ఇస్తానికి ఇద్దరికి చేసిన, పప్పి కూడా చేసిన. అనుకున్నా అదే రికార్డింగ్ కోసమని చూస్తున్నా, దొరకలేదు అనమాట. ఇక ఇక్కడ ఉంది కానీ సేవ్ అవుతలేదు. ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఉంది కదా సొంత, ఇది స్టాప్ రికార్డ్.
ఎక్కడ డౌన్లోడ్ ఎక్కడ పెట్టిందో చూస్తున్నారా?
యా, అంటే ఇది వెంకట్ నుంచి కనెక్ట్ అయింది, వెంకట్ ప్రాసెస్లో కనబడుతుంది. రైట్, రికార్డ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది ఇప్పుడు. ఓకే, నేను స్టాప్ కొడితే ఆగిపోతుంది. అంటే అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక 5-10 seconds అయింది రైట్ ఇప్పటి వరకు. సో ఇప్పుడు రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది రైట్ మనకు.
అవును.
సో నేను ఇప్పుడు ఒక 5 seconds అయింది అనుకున్నాను. నీకు వాడుతున్నా ఉంటానా? ఇస్తాను, 4 వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇస్తాను. ఓకే,
And Sitama record అవుతుందో చూసారా?
I just started recording, so we'll see whether we can save it or not.
Yeah, make sure record అయ్యారు, make sure చూసుకోండి. ఎందుకంటే క్లాస్ మిస్ అయ్యేలా ఉన్నాడు ప్రతీక్. So he is really requesting, like I don't want.
Yeah, definitely we can be much helpful, right? Yeah.
Okay sir. So now we can start.
Okay, so do first of all, you guys have any questions on yesterday's class? And any one of you get a chance to go through the the one which we discussed, like DDL, DML, DCL and TCL?
Yeah, we just go through some of the websites in the in the net, and we had seen like DDL, DML, DCL, and TCL about
Okay.
it. And I have a question. In some websites, they told that every table will have a primary key and a foreign key.
Right. Yeah, we will be covering that like in later sessions. But first of all, we will be covering that in today's sessions or tomorrow session. Like but this first step is like DDL. So that is the first step, and then we'll move on to next step.
Yeah, sure.
And everyone is able to download the Express Edition, right? 11G Express Edition.
Yes, we have downloaded, but we are unable to log in.
Yeah, and so you get any screen like this?
Yes, we got a screen like this.
Okay, and you are able to connect it right to that. You are able to connect to SQL, right?
Let me.
Like result. SQL.
We spend like 5 to 10 minutes because this is most important thing. Like we need to practice every day. So so apart from the theoretical, so
Yeah,
that.
we are getting the screen like a run SQL command line screen. Yeah, we are getting.
And would you able to download the SQL developer, the screen?
Yeah, we downloaded both the links which you sent on the mail.
Okay, so you are able to connect. This one is tells us like this is we are able to connect the database installed properly. This is a third-party tool, as Oracle SQL Developer. This is from Oracle, so which is a GUI based. Actually, this is a command line interface, right? So if you want to do any operation, so you need to enter. I mean, it's a command line. So if you want to type anything, you have to. Yeah. So are you able to get the screen like you down? Are you guys able to download the SQL Developer?
Sir, mute दीजिए. Uh, so we got a shortcut in the desktop like get started with Oracle. So when we are clicking that, it's directly going to the web page and opening some other page.
Mm. So you got any folder like this?
Yes.
So unzip it like probably you might have downloaded uh, and it's a zip format, I think. It might be in the zip format, so just copy this one and just paste it on your desktop. It might take a while,
Okay.
and you need to see. So if you are running the SQL developer from zip file, it won't allow you. It will create some trouble.
Yeah, essay like the morning which I had downloaded it, like I just extracted it and I run the program, the setup file.
So this one,
It's
right?
open.
You ran this
Yeah.
one, right? SQL developer.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. So what you're getting there?
Uh,
You should get screen like this. It's
mm,
not like exactly like this. Like you might have not seen this connection.
yeah, SQL developer. Do you want me to copy again and extract and again to run it again?
That's fine. No, it is just every day we need to run this one. This is directly a run file. So just run this one. Once whatever the means the file which is extracted, so run the SQL developer. You will be getting
Okay.
the screen. You will be getting the screen something like this.
Okay.
And Rajneesh, are you able to download the softwares?
Yes, I'm able to download, but I did not get the screen like this.
Yeah, just a minute, sir. Like you just open the software which we had downloaded, just open the scene file, this one, so that we can get the file. I was getting
Okay.
confused.
So
Okay.
this is the file. So once you extracted the SQL developer, you get all the folders. You just double click on the SQL developer.
Okay.
Rajneesh, you are able to download, right? I mean, so did you extract the SQL developer?
Like I have the same problem.
So you are
And
first of all you are able to connect with this, right? Run SQL command.
yes, I have the SQL command, but I
Okay.
am not getting this one.
Okay.
Just to extract the folder, extract the zip file first, Rajni.
Right.
After that, in the zip folder, the folder in the zip file, we will get this kind of thing, that
The
icon.
the run command, like you'll get the exe file.
First of all, we have to totally unzip the zip file. Otherwise, it's not working.
You got it,
And
Rajneesh?
Pratik is also here, sir.
Okay. Hi, Pratik.
Uh, MD is me actually. I have an issue with the internet, so I came into access, and I'm sorry for the delay.
No problem. So, are you able to install the Oracle Express Edition and as well as SQL Developer, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you able to connect it, or are you able to connect it?
no, actually, sir.
Okay.
I'm not getting the screen like that.
Okay. So were you able to connect using the SQL, the run command?
No,
So did you get a SQL? If you type a SQL, did you get any command, any exe file on the command line?
no, I have an issue, so I completely uninstalled it. So I'm actually trying to reinstall it again.
Okay. Okay. Try it and let me know if you have any problem tomorrow. So
Okay.
it will take a while, right? And and Shambhavi and Rajnish, you are able to see the exe file, right? After extracting.
Yeah.
Yes, give me a moment.
Yeah.
We just opened and we clicked on connections. It's asking connection name, username, and
Right.
password.
Yeah. Just enter
Yeah,
the.
that's me.
You just give the name whatever you would like to. Just I give connection HR and just give the username as HR and password as HR.
I think we got another company like so. We can give whatever name we like.
Yeah, the connection name you can give whatever you would like to give. Like you can say my connection. So you can give whatever name it is easier for us to read. And username as HR and password as HR.
No, it's on caps lock or just a normal.
It's not case sensitive. You can give it's not case. Oracle is not case sensitive.
Okay.
So
And we need to save the
you can
password.
give. Yeah, just click on save so that next time onwards you don't have any issues. And give the host name as localhost.
Mhm.
And the port number the same. I think you might have got the everything set up already.
We've already got the host name as localhost and the port as 1521. Yeah, SID as XE. It's XE.
System identifier, which is called the system identifier SID. So that might be XT. And click on test.
Click on test. Okay.
Test.
No need of any service name.
No need of service name. Either you can give the SID, service identifier, or service name. So right in this case, we are connecting using the SID.
What is SID?
Service identifier. Every database we will give a name. That is the service identifier.
Actually, it says that test failed, ORA account is locked.
Account is locked, right? So you go to the run command line. Okay. You type the alter
Alter.
account name, alter account HR unlock.
Alter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before that, just say connect CONN / as sysdba.
CONN
space slash
CONN slash
space slash as you just type whatever it's here slash as sysdba. Let me type. I just passed on you the command, so
just give me a moment.
you should get a command like connected.
It says connected.
It's connected, right? So now type alter user HR
user HR unlock.
just give me a second. Actually, I'm
Okay.
just type I'll be sending that alter. Just type that one. You should get a message something like user altered.
We need to type alter user HR account unlock.
Yes. So we are unlocking the HR account.
No, it doesn't come. Just give me a moment.
So you guys able to alter it, right?
No, it's not coming actually.
So what you are getting? What message you are getting?
Coming the same sentence.
What message you are getting?
It's coming as I'm getting what I'm typing. Even in the next line, I'm getting the same thing.
I didn't get you. So what you're getting? So you're getting something like this or anything else?
Like I typed the alter.
Okay, you got the message written back. And what is the error message? It should have giving like ora 00. What message you are getting?
No, actually I got the same sentence, but I did not get any error.
Oh, you didn't got any error, and you didn't get the message as well, or user alter.
No.
Can you
So I
say
need to
show user? Can you type show user?
Okay.
What you are getting message? What message you are getting?
Let me check some time.
Just give me a moment.
Okay. So this is important. That's the reason I'm stressing more time on putting more time on this. So next few weeks this is the for practicing everything, like we need to have the environment set up. So that's the reason I'm keeping more time on
Yeah,
this.
yeah, no problem. Even I'm learning the software. Yeah. So we need to install even Oracle 11G, right?
Yeah, 11G Express Edition. So that's a freeware available. So if you go for a full version, then you need to pay. So so the Express Edition. Yeah, go on, Sudhir.
Right now, what we are installing is like a SQL developer, right? So Oracle 11G,
Yeah, this is
both are
SQL.
like,
Yeah, this is SQL Developer, Oracle SQL Developer. This is like a tool for the front end connection. But
yeah, yeah.
we need to install both.
Oh, okay. So is it something like first we need to install Oracle 11G and then SQL developer?
Yeah, and then SQL Developer to connect it.
Oh, okay, fine.
So Rajneesh, you are able to get it through, or
Yeah, no, I got it as user altered.
you got it as user altered, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now, and Shambhavi?
Yeah, I'm good right now. Like I just got the same message.
Okay. So now go to the screen, and so you might have this one. You click on plus, and now you might have got this information, this screen, right?
Yes.
So type the credential, like username, HR, everything, whatever you have earlier. Just click on
Okay.
test.
We got the message like again failure, test failed, invalid username, password, login denied.
Invalid username, password. Okay. So okay. So now go to the go back to the command line. Alter. Just type this one. Alter user. I'll be sending that. So type this command. So what we are doing here is like we are changing the user password. So we are changing the HR user password.
We got it as a
User alter.
yes.
Okay. Now go back to your SQL developer and try test.
Let us see how many phones we need to alter user.
So
I'm sorry. Who is this?
user HR identified by HR.
Yes, I clicked on the test button.
Mm-hmm. Did it
It
get?
shows the status as success.
Okay. Now click on connect.
Okay.
You might have get like the connection screen, something like this. Just expand it and click on tables. You should see all these table information.
Did I click on the tables?
Yeah. You can just type like select star from a table name. So you guys able to see the screen, like able to return the records.
Just give me a moment.
So you're able to see the records, right? Something like this.
On the tables.
So we have the list of tables here on the left hand side. So these are you just type any of one of the table name, like select star from the table name. So right now we are typing like employees.
Select.
We need to type any of the table name like countries or
Yes.
departments.
Yes, you can type any of the table names. You should return the value records. Just to test it, like whether everything is working, the connections and everything is working, so that
Just type this, let's start from jobs, but I did not get the below screen what you got, like
you might have got
what.
some different data. So if you type this one, so you might have got like job ID, job title, and this information. This is what you got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
So yeah, there are the different tables, and it has a different columns and different data. So that's the reason you will be seeing a different things on each table.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone is able to connect it, and everyone able to do it, right? Like this is going to be for next 8 weeks. We're going to do like everything on this one. Okay. So we were talking about yesterday, right? Like command line interface and CLI and GUI based, right? So we were talking both command. So this is called the command line interface, the CLI. So here you have to type everything, and there is no screen. Suppose if you want to see all the tables, what you need to do is select star from tab. So this is how it gives. It's yeah.
You're typing on the command line.
Yeah, I'm just showing you like how pen, like if you go, so if you want to type if you want to see anything like the list of the tables, so in the command line you have to type like this. So select star from tab, which will give, it will return all the table names from the user. So, and if you want to, you don't know which user you are connected, if you want to see the username, like what user I connected, so you have to type show user. So each and every step you have to type it. So where in the graphical user interface, if you see it here, you can see like okay, I connected to HR. It's so easy, and okay, I have this list of the tables. So it's a graphical user interface, and if you want to see the jobs, you just double click and you can see the data as well. That's simple. You have in the graphical user interface. So we have a different third-party tools available. One of them is a SQL developer. This is the Oracle, and we have a Toad. Usually companies, most of the companies use the Toad. I will show you the screen as well, and we will means later in some point of time I will show you that as well. And we have a PL SQL developer. This is about the third-party tools which will connect to the Oracle. Are you guys clear on this? Because this is about like you go to the you go to the real-time environment. This is what you see. I just don't want you guys to be confused there. Okay, what's going on here? So just to understand that one, this is this is a GUI based tool, a third-party tool available, and we just connecting to the Oracle database. You guys are clear on this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we use everything on the command line to execute everything, same like a Java.
Yes. So if you want to, you can use the command line. In certain scenarios, we use the command line. You should be familiarized with the command line as well. But that is not most important right now. Like once we understand, like at the end, like I'll show you like what in you have in the real time. What tools, and when we connect to the GUI based like the tool like this, or when we connect to the command line, we have to do sometimes we have to connect to command line, do certain operations. So this is, so you have to understand both graphical user as well as the command line. But 99% of the work you will do in a GUI based. So you do everything, every job on GUI based. Only 1% scenarios, like if you are promoting your jobs or something like that, then you connect to command line. You just need to understand how it works. So you understand, right? Graphical user interface, you have everything on hand. You just click it. You, if you want to see something, you minimize something, you can do something. You can see the things like this. But where you have to, if you want to see something like indexes, you have to type a command in.
Excuse me, sir.
So, and that is also not handy, like it will go away, like it's not handy, it won't be that informative.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, I just got into new select database connection, and the connection name I give as sysdba, username HR and password HR.
So
And when
okay.
okay, like when I actually tried to test this thing, and it shows like failure, test failed, IO error. The network adapter could not establish the connection.
So did you get all this information, right? You got all this information, right?
When when I'm clicking connection name, I'm not getting this CONNHR, sir.
No, this is what you type, like you can type anything you want. You can type whatever you
Okay.
want. You can type your name.
Yeah, I just typed Pratik.
Okay, and you give the username as HR
Yeah, I gave HR.
and password as HR.
Yeah, I gave HR.
So you might have seen this information is same, right? Localhost 152.
Localhost, yeah.
Can you
But on the
click
left
on
hand side, what you're getting under the connection
oh,
name as connection HR.
that is like if you save it, it will store it. That's all.
Okay, sure.
So this is for
So I
repeating.
need to
Like,
save it
next
now.
day, yeah, just save it. Click on save and just click on test.
So yeah, and I test. It's
What
saying
message you will
testing
get?
connection.
You
Test
will get
failure, test failed, listener refused.
listener refused. Okay, so
Yeah.
go to just type like SQL here. You might have seen this one, right? Run SQL
One
command line.
second, sir.
Can you click on that?
1 second, sir. Oh, run SQL command line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
click on that. Did you get this screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, uh, so what message you are getting? Listener.
I'm getting 1 second. Failure, test failed, listener refused the connection with the following error, ORA 12505.
Okay. So just open C drive.
What was that?
Open the C drive, your computer C drive. Click on Oracle.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
You might be it might be Oracle or Oracle AXE because I
Yeah,
have installed.
Oracle AXE I got, yeah.
Yeah. Just and click on app, Oracle,
Okay.
and product
Okay.
and server.
No, I got 11.2.0.
Yeah, click on that. You get server
Yeah, okay.
and click on network.
Okay.
Click on admin.
Okay.
So just open the TNS name.
Okay.
So what information you have here?
It is showing something else. Look for an app in the App Store. I'm not getting that screen, sir.
No, just like you have the TNS names, right?
Yeah, but when I tried opening it, it shows like find an app in the App Store.
Right. You have to choose. That is like very first time you're opening, so you just choose Notepad. Choose from the list and click on Notepad. You have got two options, right? One starting and one second one as like choose from the list, I think.
Okay.
Okay, and choose choose TNS names,
Mm-hmm.
and you just open this one.
Just give me a minute, sir. notepad. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what information you have on X?
XC description, the one which is on your screen exactly.
Right. Exactly. It is same thing. Is it dedicated? Server as dedicated and service name as XC?
Yeah.
And you have the connection data and everything, right?
Protocol equal to TCP. Yeah.
It
The
is
same
same.
thing.
Like the host name will something different and
Yeah. Windows it says. Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Go to run and type CMD.
Okay.
Okay. And guys, like this is also you go to the when you go to the new time, this is a common scenario you face it. Like you see connection error. So so the TNS names, just remember the TNS name. This is which is also most important thing. Anyhow, we are covering later, but just this will be one of the practice session. So you just understand what is TNS name. But TNS name is a connection between like the between the server and the client. So we were discussing about yesterday about the server and client, right? So to
Okay.
establish a connection between the server and client, we are using the TNS connections. Okay. So Pratik, just type LSN
Okay.
just LSNRCTL. LSNRCTL.
Okay. Yeah.
So did you get the screen like LSNRCTL?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just type status.
Status. Yeah.
So what you got there?
I got the command completed successfully, and it shows a very big message.
Okay. Just stop it. Just type stop.
After NLCTR.
Yeah,
Okay.
just type stop. After status, you type status, right? You just type stop.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Can you type start?
Okay. Listener using listener name.
So you got any error message?
No, I didn't got any error message. It
So,
says like listener using listener name
mhm.
has already been started.
Okay, cool. Okay, then now go back to your SQL developer.
Okay.
Just click on test again.
Test. Okay.
You got same message or you got success or what message?
No, I just got the same message actually.
Probably you need to restart it. Might be the services will restart it. So it
Okay.
just try it later some point of time. Then just restart it, and if you still have problem, then just message me. Then we'll try to connect the connection.
Sure, sir.
Okay, right now like we are late actually, so we'll be missing today's topic otherwise. So okay, so we'll be don't worry about the listener and SQL TNS names.ora. We'll be covering that later point of time, and which is also most important thing. You get like trouble when you go as a fresher. So when you go on a day one, you have this kind of scenario like you have to they will give a plain system and they will ask you to connect it. So you should understand like they will ask you to load the TNS names. They will give the TNS names to you to your email and just load it, and you have to you should know like certain things what I need to do next. So that is one of the basic thing which we need to do it, but we will be covering that, don't worry, because this is a starting stage. It will be confusing for you guys. Okay, so today we will be covering about the DDL statements. So yesterday we have discussed, right, like DDL, DML, and DCL. Okay, so we will be covering today DML operations. Okay, and do you guys have any questions on yesterday's one on DDL?
No.
Okay.
Actually, we did not get a slideshow
I'll
of
be sending
yesterday.
that. I'll be sending today. We established the Google Drive, so I'll be copying that. I'll be putting the slides on the shared drive. Okay, so basically, just want to recap you things. DDL is the data definition language. So whenever you want to create a object in a database. So then then we will be doing a DDL statement. So the object means here means, so whatever the list on your SQL developer on the left hand side, these are all called object. So table is an object, view is an object, and indexes and everything on each and everything is an object. So if you want to create any a table which is an object in terms of the Oracle, in the terminology of Oracle. So if you want to create any object, then we need to create. I mean, we need to issue a DDL statement. You guys clear? You guys are clear on this, right? You have any questions on this? So a DDL statement is like, if you are creating any object like table, views, indexes, packages, procedures, for all these triggers, for all these kind of operations, we will be writing a DDL statement, and the DDL statement start from create table, create object name as. So so basically, create. If you want to create a table, then we will start with a create table. If you want to create an index, we will be starting with a create index. Could you guys please mute if you are not, means if you're not talking. Okay. So basically, if you want to issue any DDL statement, like you will be starting with the create command. So create is a basically a starting point. So if you want to create a table, then you create table, and create table name, and we will be writing the other information. So we'll be covering that. And if you want to create index, create index, and you will be going on you will be writing a create statement if you want to create a DDL statement. So this will tell us, like this is about the create statement. So if you want to create a table, what we do is, like create table name, and we have the column names, and we will be writing a data types, and we have all the column names, and we will be, like whatever the column names you want it, and we just write up the column names, and just put a data type of that, and we'll create a table. So basically, any objects, so on an Oracle standpoint of view, we will be storing a data. Suppose if you want to store any customer, so customer data, what we'll do is, the basic first step is we create a customer table, and the customer table, we will define, okay, what columns I should have. So basically, like if so this is, let's say, let's take the example of the employee table. So very first step is, like we are creating tables. When we are creating table, like we will be creating the with the column. These are all called the columns: the employee ID, first name, last name, email, and these are all the columns. So the data inside the means the records inside the table is called the data. So let's suppose 100 is like we are storing employee information with the 100, and we are storing a particular information, like his first name, last name, email ID, and whatever it is. So we'll be doing that. So we'll be means storing the data. So basically, if we are storing, we create a table to store a certain information in the database. Later point of view, if you want to see that information for any purpose, then we will use the select command, and we'll do that. So basically, so if you want to see if you would like to see the structure of the table, like how we create. Now this is a very easy way to see that one is the SQL. So if you click on the SQL, just give me some time. This is the first time, that's the reason it's It's loading the plugins. So don't get confused, this is a big script, and don't get confused, it automatically creates. So basically what we do, very basic thing is, so we just take this one. So we just give the column name and its length. This is called the data type, and is the column name and the data type, and column name and the data type. This is what the very basic thing. So basically we create a table to store the data. That's what the main intention of creating objects or tables is, basically to store the data. Are you guys clear on that, right? Why we are going for a table, and what is a table?
Yes.
Okay. And so again, whatever the next steps we are covering all the DDL statements. So anything on the next few slides we are covering, we are covering the DDL statement. That's what the most important thing we need to remember. And if the second one is a drop. So drop command, basically, suppose if you want to drop the table, so what you do is we will issue a simple command like drop table, the table name. So basically if you want to drop employee table, some reason later some the organization come up and say, okay, we don't want to store all the employee information, we don't like it, because we don't want, because some reason, security reason or something like that, we want to drop the table. So what we do is we will issue a drop command. Suppose if you want to drop a regions information, we just type drop table. So we just issue a command like drop table regions. If you click, if you type this one, so what it does is, so it is a dependency, but don't get confused. So if you want to drop any information, drop any table, so we just create issue a command like drop table name, which will be dropping the table. So that's about drop. And coming to the third one is called the alter. So if you want to change a table, we already have a table, we already have a table of contain 4 columns. So if you want to add a additional column a later point of time, then what we do is we alter a table, we want to change the table. So basically we want to add by adding a column. So if we want to add a column, so then what we do is we issue the alter command, we will say I want to add alter table name, add column name. So first of all, you guys are clear, right, what is a column and what is a table?
Table is a complete, what do you say? Okay. Example, departments is a table, and the data on the straight line was the columns.
Yeah, I got some trouble on the mouse, so I'm just, give me a minute actually. Yeah, sorry Shambhav, yeah, go on please. You said table. What is a table?
Table, for example, the departments and the employees, those are all the tables. The employee ID and the first name, those are all the columns, right?
That's correct. That's exactly correct. So basically, if the employee is a table, and the top one here, employee ID, first name, last name, these are all the columns, and this one, the single one, is called a record. So if you want to store we have an employee called Steven, and his now last name is King. So we want to store all the information of his. So what we do is this is called a record. So you understand, right? There is a table and we have the columns underneath of, and we have a records on it. So this is a second record, this is the third record, we have records like this. These are all records. So you have a number of records. So one table can contain a billion. It can store unlimitedly, depend on the table size. The table. I mean, so if the space, let's think about like this. If the space is available, you can store as many as you can. You can store billion. of records. So there is no limitation on that one. So these are all columns, and these are all the data. So sometimes some people call this as a tuple, but don't get confused. Tuple and record both are same. So these are all the records and these are the tuple. Suppose let's say we have employee ID and first name last name, and let's take a different one. So I got job ID. I got a columns called on a job table. I got a columns job ID, job title, minimum salary and maximum salary. I want to add a additional column. Suppose I want to add job description. I want to add additional column due to some reason. Later some point of time we have a data as well, and later some point of time we want to add a column, so called job description. So we will be So if you want to add a column job description, what we do is we issue a alter command. So you guys are clear, right, on that? So if you want to add any additional column to the table, then we will be adding the column using the alter command. You guys are clear, right, on that?
Yes.
Okay. Let me know if you guys are not following, or if you have any questions, even if it is a small thing or simple thing, just share with that, nothing goes.
Yeah,
And
yes.
yeah, and suppose so if you want to add a column, what we will do is we will be writing alter table name, and we will be adding column name and column definition. Suppose if I have a column called a job title, and I want to change it to XYZ. Let's suppose job instead of I don't like job underscore title, I want to change it to job title, or job, just a job. So if you want to change the column name, the top one. So if you want to change the column name, what we do is we will be using the modify alter table name, and we will be modifying the column name. And you can drop the column as well. Suppose if you want to drop a column, so I don't like the job title, I don't want the job title on the table. So what we do is if you want to drop that column, we will be altering the table, because that still we want the table, but we want to just to drop a single column. So what we do is we will be dropping the column by alter table name, just dropping a column. Okay, and we can rename as well. Rename and modify will work on both way, both ways. So modify will change the data type, and I'll be coming to that data types and everything later point of time. And one more thing is, you guys are you guys understand what is a data type. I mean, first of all, you guys are following what is a data type. You guys understand what is a data type? Have any idea about the data types?
Yeah, the data types.
Yeah, basically if you want to store any character information, suppose there is a column called job title, and if you want to store character information, so then we will be calling where means we will be adding to the column name as a varchar2. And if you want to there is a salary, but salary can't be a alphanumeric I mean alphabets. So your salary will be in the numerics, right? 200, 500, whatever it is. So basically it's a number. So what we will do is we will be giving a number. So basically data type is what we are storing on the column, means on the column. So we have a data type for that. Suppose let's say if we go to the job, and if you see column, we have a data type. You might see here job ID, we already saw it, it's a varchar. Job title, we already have a varchar 35, 35 will indicates it's a length of how long how many character we want to store. So we will issue the number. So it can hold up to 35 characters. So and sometimes it's in a computer terminology we will say byte. Just ignore it. Just think about we can store up to 35 characters. and we saw the salary as a numbers. So we will be issuing numbers, and it can store up to six numbers. So if you issue, if you type more than 6 numbers, it will throw error, it can't hold. We'll get error message. We'll see later part, but just understand this indicates this we can store these many values. And the maximum salary also, it's a number, and we will be having number. So you guys understand what is a data type, right?
Yeah, Ram, I have a question.
Okay.
So for the data type, we have 6,0, right? So what does the 0 mean?
0 is a precision. Suppose if you can have the salary as 300.00.
Okay. So
So
decimal.
right now here we don't have a precision, and it's storing just a number. So that's the reason they are giving 0. If you give a 2, then what you get here is you will be getting 0.00.
Okay.
Any decimal. Okay, precision.
Okay.
Okay.
And the difference between varchar 1 and 2 is the length, right?
Yeah. So suppose if it is varchar 2. Right now we are using varchar 2 is a 1. So varchar 2 indicates there is so earlier we have a character char. So right now also we are using character, and varchar 2. So varchar 2 of 10 will indicates 10 bytes, and the character of 10 as also indicates 10 bytes. But only the difference is how we are storing the data inside the table in the data blocks. This is more into deeper, if you want to earlier days, we have a constraint memory available, now nowadays we have a 500 GB is common. Earlier, when I started my career, it was 2 GB was my starting hard disk. I thought, oh, okay, 2 GB is bigger. So so that's the best one available at the time, 2 GB. Oh, I'm so lucky, I got 2 GB hard disk. So if you want to store information inside the hard disk, so on a fixed length, then we go for a character. So even if you store, let's suppose if you take character of 10, if you type RAM, RAM, so it occupies 3 characters, but inside the database, what it does is it will still allocate 10 number. So we are wasting 7 bytes of memory. It's if you guys not following, that's fine. I'm just talking, I'm telling Sudhir, he might be have an idea. So if you don't understand this topic as well, I mean the how it is storing in the database, it's fine. It's if it is confusing, just leave it. But I'm just explaining how it works behind it, and if you understand, it will be very helpful, when you go to the job. So basically, if you say character of 10th, it does, I mean, irrespective of how many values you are storing. If you say RAM, it will still allocate 10 number. So it will, the rest of the 7 it will allocate as a spaces. So it still gives 10. So you are wasting 7 character of the memory. But varchar 2, what it does is to avoid that, Oracle come up with the varchar 2. So when you say varchar 2 of 10, if you say RAM, so it still allocates 3. It stores 3 bytes in the data, I mean, in the hard disk, and it stores only 3 bytes, and it allocates only 3 bytes. So we are saving 7 bytes information. So are you following, Sudhir? You got it?
Yeah,
What's the difference?
I got it. So we can always use varchar 2, right? So because it is efficient.
Yes, we always use the varchar 2 most of the times. But if you go for a 6, so you have MRF, you get only fixed length, right? So in real time world, even nowadays, if you go for a fixed, suppose you say, let's suppose if there is any, always you have a 2 bytes of data, 2 character of data, then we go for a CHAR. The biggest advantage is when you fetch the data, when you say select star from table name, character will work in a better way than varchar 2. That's the reason we define that value. But it's a it's more into deep, when you go to the performance tuning, we will be covering that, so you have to decide when you are designing a database, when you creating a table, it's very simple, you just create a table name and just do it. But only thing is, when you are a senior guy, and when you are talking about the performance, and when you're talking about what how important, if you just store the information and retrieve the information whenever you want it, then we create varchar to 10 bytes. It doesn't matter. But if you want to store the information and retrieve in a faster way, and instead of like so then we go for a precise, like so instead of varchar 2 of 10 bytes, you can say varchar 2 of 100. You don't lose anything. But just issue a command, like you can say varchar 2 of 1000 as well. But only the problem is, like when you are selecting the information from the table, then at the time, like you have more Oracle has a very difficulty to retrieve the data from the from the database blocks. It creates more trouble. So that's the reason, like we just allocate the memory whatever we require.
Okay.
Is it clear, Sudhir?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah. So basically, like so basically we choose we have n number of date. We have a date as a data, means date and time as a data type. We have a timestamp as a data type. Like there are so many things available, so many data types available. So we choose whichever one, means whichever means appropriate. We choose the appropriate one.
And Ram, for the adding a column syntax, you said like a column.
Yeah, we will be practicing that. We will be practicing that alter statement. I'll be we will be practicing, and I'll be sending this document as well to you.
Yeah, I mean, what is the column definition for the adding a column?
Column definition. You mean so you can add any number. Let's suppose like think about, like we don't have a manager ID here, so we want to add later, like you have inserted like 100,000 records, and we inserted like let's suppose excuse me. So insert 1,000 records to the employee table, and if you want to add a manager for everyone, so just so we just alter table and we just create a manager ID. Is that clear?
Yeah, I got that, but in the syntax it is mentioned like column definition, right? Column name, column definition for adding a, yeah. So the column name, column definition for the first one.
Yeah. So this one is like column definition is the data type.
Oh,
So
data type. Okay.
Yeah, this is the data type. Definition means it's a data type.
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay, so add column name, alter table, add column, and it's whatever the data type which you want to mention. So you guys are clear, right, on like the data types and the table and the columns, and if you want to alter a column. Just let me know if you guys have any questions in that, like before proceeding to next. Okay, so we'll go to the another DDL statement, which is called a truncate. So truncate, basically, if you want, you have a date, you have a table, and you have a data. You have a data on the table, and if you want to take out all the information, what you just want to empty the table, what we do is we will simply issuing a truncate statement. So truncate, what it does is it will take out all the data, like it will delete all the information from the table, and we no longer have the data. So to take out all the data from the table, like we issue a command called DDL command called truncate. So the command is very simple, just truncate table name, and so it will take out all the data. But usually we don't do it that frequently, but just understand, like what is the significance of the each and every command. Yeah, go on, please. You guys have any question?
What is the difference between the drop and the truncate?
Yeah, that's a good question. Right? That's a good question. So very good question. So basically drop, what does drop does is, like if you want to drop the table, so I don't want the employee table. Okay, I don't want to see the employee table on the table list. So what it does is drop table employee table. So it will, the whole the table will be gone. But so I want the employee table. I just want to delete the whole data. This is called the record, right? I just want to delete the data, the whole data. Then what it does is truncate table name. You delete the whole data, but the table structure will be there. The table structure is called employee, first name, last name. This is columns, right? The table structure is scale. The basic difference is the table structure. You want to keep the table structure, and for future reference, if you want to store certain data information, you can store it.
I can use the same syntax.
So that is a basic. So that's an interview question, and means one of the interview questions, which is like the difference between the drop and truncate. And there is one more interview question, truncate and delete. I will explain you when I go to the delete, I'll explain that one later. Okay. So these are all the DDL statements are very simple, and it is straightforward, and but it is more powerful. And when you issue any DDL statement, you should be a lot careful. If you want to do any operations on the DML, it is okay, because you still have a chance. You can still commit or roll back. But when you issue a DDL statement, it is done. Means so suppose if you if you say truncate table name, you lost all the data, right? Later point of view, why in a real time scenario, you will come up like oh, why did you do a truncate, like why did you delete a data? I want the data to be back. Then if you issue a truncate statement, you can't get it back. There are ways to get it back, but on a developer point of view, it's not possible to get the data back. But if you want to, there are DBS available. They have a lot of works to do. There are methods to recover it, but that's not come as a developer, because we as a developer, we should be careful, like whenever we are doing a DDL statements. So that's a importance and significance. The statements are very simple and straightforward, but it is when you go to, when you issue the command, and once you issue it, you don't have a second chance to get it back, that information. You guys are following, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a small question.
Go on.
Yeah, actually, can you go to the alter? Yeah. In alter, in the third table you said the drop column. What is the difference? In a drop, we completely drop the whole table, and for delete, we can delete the row. I mean,
Truncate.
column or the row.
Yes. So what it does is, if you want to drop a column on a table, we are not dropping the whole table. So this one is if you want to drop the whole table, what we do is, we will be sure. Suppose I don't want the department table. So what I do is, let's suppose I don't want the employee table. What I do is, I'll say drop table name. I no longer see the employee table. But when you say alter, you are altering a table, you are changing certain information on a table. So what you want is, I don't want the first name. So if I say alter table drop column first name, what it does is, it will just take out the first name. You got the difference, right? Drop table. If you want to drop a table, the entire table, I don't want employees table, just you say drop table name. But if you want to change a column, I don't want the first name, the column, one of the columns, then you issue a alter command. So you are altering a table, basically. You are changing certain information on the table. Not the instead of dropping the whole table, we just issue alter table drop column first name, then we're just dropping the first name.
I got another doubt. Can I use the truncate to remove the data in this column? Can I use the truncate statement?
If you say
Truncate to remove just the data in the column.
No. So if you want to take out only certain column, if you want to take out the certain column information, you have other methods, which are the DML statements, which we can cover later. We use the update statement. But all DDL, that's a difference between the DDL and DML. So if you want to, we can't go on a granularity. If you want to, take out only Nina information, which I can't do it by using the DDL operations. DDL operations basically happens on the whole table, the whole process, means whole object. So if you want, it will affect the whole object. So if you say truncate, it will take out all the information, all this information. You can't truncate just a record or column.
No, I'm just asking if I truncate and I mention just only the column name, the first name.
Mm,
Truncate first name. If I mention the
no, no.
command like truncate the
Yeah,
first name,
no, no.
it
So
will.
the truncate statement is like, truncate table name. It's not a column name.
It's only for the table
Table level.
truncate.
Yes, table level.
Okay, okay.
So the column level will come later, like, we'll see later. I'm just explaining the difference between the DDL and a DML. Column level, yes, you can do it, but you have a DML statement available for that, which we can cover later, like, tomorrow session. So basically, truncate means if you want to delete the whole table data, then we issue the truncate.
Okay, each affects on the entire data of the table.
Yes, that's correct. So you guys are clear, right, on that?
Yes.
So, and Shamba, you are asking about the primary key and foreign key, right? Today morning. So
Yeah,
when you
I just
started,
learned in the
yeah. So basically, we have a constraints available on the table. So the constraints are like, basically, if you want to do if you want to store a information on the table in a certain format or certain level, or like, do a particular operation, then we have the constraints. So we have a number of constraints available. The main constraints are primary key, foreign key, check constraint, not null, and unique. These are the main ones. So the first the first three are the main one. Like, last three are the main one: primary key, unique key, and foreign key. These are the main constraints. And but you usually have not null constraint, and as well as the check constraint. So we'll go one by one, like, what is the significance of it. So the first one is a not null constraint. So basically, we have a table and we have the columns on the table, right? So uh, so you want to put like, you go to the application, like, you have the application, right? If you go to the student login form, you have a student login form. Sometimes you get it, like, you have the first name, last name, address, and phone numbers and other on the student login form. Sometimes you go on to the next tab. Suppose if you are not entering the first name and going to the next tab, you will get an error message saying that you have to enter the first name. You might have come across this scenario, right? On a
Okay,
day-to-day
yeah, yeah.
scenario, like, if you have an application form or any form, you are not entering the date of birth. You are just skipping that column. So if you are going to the next column, it will say, like, you have to enter the date of birth. Or if you are submitting it, it will say, like, these are the fields you are missing. You get a red box and all the other things, right? So basically, you guys are following, right, what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
mandatory field.
Yeah, mandatory field. That exactly. So
Yeah.
we can implement the same, because that's the application level. But if you want to implement same thing on the database level, because that is a common scenario, even application people will do the mistakes. But we should take care from the database side. We don't want to allow the null columns. So then, if you say not null, then no, if you are not entering the data, it will give a error. It will give an error in a database level. Database errors are different, and it will give an error. So suppose if you see on this employee table, if you see nullable as no. If it is yes, then it allows the nulls. If it is no, then it won't allow. If it is confusing, just leave it and just say. So if here the scenario, you can have the first name as a null, but you cannot have the first name and last name as a not null, because it says that not null. So not null is the constraints on the table level. So but basically what it does is, like, if you are keeping not null, if you are entering blank, if you are leaving blank, then it throws you an error. Like, it says that you need to have enter this information. So that's basically the not null. You got it right? What not null means?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is the primary key. So basically, the primary key is a very significance we have. It's most important and very. It has a unique significance. It has. So basically, so the primary key is. So we on each and every object, each and every table, we usually have a column as a primary key. Suppose, for example, suppose you have a names, right? Like, you have a employee ID and the employee name, or like and last name, employee first name and last name. But there is every possibility like we have a common names. Let's suppose Ram is a common name. 2 or 3 or 10 people might have the Rams, but we want to keep you don't know which Ram it is. If you say if you call Ram, there are 4 or 5 people, 5 employees available in the company, so you get confused. So instead of that, what we do is we go by a employee ID. It's possible, right? If you go to the college, you have a student ID. So that's the reason we usually, instead of calling by name, we will be using the student enroll ID. So even if you log into the student site, college student site, it will ask you the enter as your student ID and your password instead of asking your name. So what we does is if you want to keep a unique value of each, and instead of having the duplicate, you can have same name, you can have the duplicates, but by giving the single number, then then if you want to give a key number, then we create a table for that column as a primary key. So primary key, what primary key will tell us is it will have the unique value and it won't allow duplicates. It will have a unique value, and we can store we can have a number one at a time. Suppose, for example, when you say each table can have only one primary key, but we can have the number of primary keys, but you can have only one primary key, but you can have n number, the primary key can be on n number of columns. Suppose here, if you say so you see the employee ID has a primary key. So you can have the duplicates, first name you can see, you can have the duplicates, last name you can have the duplicates, but even though even though first name has multiple times, he has only a particular employee ID. So when you say employee ID as 1, then you get only one record. And if you say first name as Ram, you might get 3 or 4 records. Last name as Ram, you get 3 or 4 records. But if you say employee ID as 1, you should get a one record. Suppose if you are saying I just want to, here 100 is one of the employee ID. If I insert one more record as 100, it will throw an error saying that it won't allow, it will allow only one time a primary, I mean one time a number, so it won't allow 100 two times. So that's a very significant. So it won't allow duplicates. In Oracle terminology, we call it as a duplicate. So to eliminate the duplicate, what we do is every table we will have one primary key. You guys are following, or you guys have any questions?
Yeah.
Let me know. Okay. So primary key is a unique value. So on a terminology, interview terminology, what we can say is primary key is a unique value. And so on each on one table, we can have only one primary key, but you can have on single column, either you can use employee ID as a primary key, or you can use a combination of the columns. So suppose I want employee ID and first name as together as a composite primary key, you can have together, you can put it together as a primary key, and when you issue a composite primary key and the combination, you can have the 100 and Steven. Another one, it cannot allow duplicate. 100 and Steven it won't allow, but you can have 100 and Nina if it is a composite primary key. But 90% of the cases, most of the cases, we go only on a one single primary key. On a single column we will have a primary key. You guys are following, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about the primary key. You are clear, right, Shambhavi? Primary key.
Yeah. Little bit confusing regarding that.
It will be a little confusing.
Like you said, 100.
Yeah, it will be a little confusing, but we will be doing a practicing session. I thought we will be doing the practicing session today as well, but it's not possible. Don't worry, we will be doing the all. So I'll be sharing this one to you guys. and we will practice it, and I'll show you, like you get like n number of scenarios, n number of questions at the point of time. So might be we will be covering that. So but theoretical point of view, so just understand a primary key is on a single column, like which will not allow the duplicate values, and it is not a null value as well. It won't allow nulls as well. You guys are clear, right?
Ram, I have a question on primary key.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not on the concept, but if it is, so for the syntax, right? Can you so if you want to be employee ID as a primary key, then that will be as create table, table name, employee ID, number, that is a data type, and then you can directly. So do we have any? If you have a constant, then we can add the constant, or else primary key, employee ID, right?
Yeah, primary key and employee, that's all. We'll say, constraint, even primary key is also constraint. So constraint name, we'll say employee underscore pk. Usually, we'll say, the table name underscore pk. That significance, okay, this is the primary key related to the table. So the constraint, this is also a constraint, right? So we are on the constraint, right? So employee underscore pk and primary key and the column name. So in this column 1, we will be having employee number.
Okay, so for constant name will be like employee underscore pk, like some name we are giving, right?
Yes,
For
some
const
name. So you can give as good as XYZ or ABC. You can give 1 or 2 as well. But to make more meaningful, to make more understandable for future, you will be as a developer, you understand, right? As a developer, so you might be working today, and after you'll be going to a different job. But other people comes in, should understand their your coding or standards. So we will be following the standards, right? So basically what we do is, we will say the table name underscore pk. That's the standard usually. Even universal standards, and most of the companies will following that the same standards.
Okay.
So that's about the primary key. And I was explaining the composite primary key, right? So if you want to combination of the two columns, if you want to give a composite, you want to give a the primary key on two columns, yes, we can do this, but we have to create a composite primary key. But as of now, don't confuse. Just think about, we have a primary key on a single column, but on a we can have the primary key on a number of columns, you can have the combination primary keys as well. But most of the cases on a real-time scenario, we will be going on a single table primary key. Okay.
I got it out. Exactly what the composite primary key, how gonna affect on the table? That means the combination of the two columns is either here is the first is Steven and King, right?
Mhm.
How it gonna affect, it gonna avoid the repetition of Steven and King combination, or Steven name in another column?
Yeah, if we go for a combination primary key, first name on a first name and last name, yes, it won't allow Stephen and King. It won't allow one more Stephen and King, but it will allow Stephen and Kokar, Stephen and Dehan.
Okay.
So if you go for a combination primary key, but if you go for a single column, if you want to go for a primary key on a first name, if you go on a Stephen, and it won't allow one more Stephen, or even if it doesn't matter if it is the other column, last name is something else, even same as well, it doesn't matter. But it won't allow another Stephen on the first name.
Okay.
So that's about the that's the difference between the composite and normal primary key. We'll practice it, you'll be, but this is most important, and in a real time scenario we will be having trouble, we'll be doing these things very very frequently. Okay. So we have a other than primary key, and we have a unique constraint as well. So if you want a unique, so we can have a number of unique keys on a table, first thing. And if you want to unique constraint on a first name, so it won't allow one more Stephen on the first name, So basically the unique key and the primary key are similar. The only basic difference between unique key and primary key is primary key won't allow the null columns. It won't allow, like, if it is if the first name as a primary key, it won't allow null columns. You have to have a value on there. But unique key, you should have only one Steven, but it will allow nulls, in number of nulls. So if you want to keep these all nulls, if it is a first name as a unique key, then it will allow us. So the basic difference between the primary key and unique key is primary key won't allow null values, but unique key will allow null values, but both will have to maintain the uniqueness. So both will allow, like, both won't allow, like, Steven, one more Steven, like, on the column. So you guys are clear, right?
Yeah.
Or any questions or any confusion on that?
No, no.
It's clear.
The syntax also same.
Yeah, most of the time, like, all the DDL statement syntax is almost similar. Like, there is a little difference. So but DDL commands are so powerful. Like, you can't revert it back. If you issue a command, and you can't revert. If you drop a table, like, then there is a significance effect on that one. So you can't revert it back. Like, so the DDL statements are more powerful, and you should be very caution while you are doing issuing any DDL statements.
Okay.
So the next thing is the check constraint. Suppose if you want to have a check, if you want to put a constraint on a table, like, let's suppose a salary. So usually, like, company salary is between $0 to, like, $10,000, let's suppose. So in a company, per a month, no one will have more than $10,000. So, but user means a normal person or users will do mistakes. So if he is entering $20,000, so it will allow us to enter $20,000. So to avoid that certain scenario, to avoid that certain situations, what we do is, we will have a check constraint. So check constraint, like, we will be writing like this, like, 100 to in between, like, 100 to 9999. So what it does is, if you're entering other than these in between values, you will be having it will give an error to us, like, it will give appropriate error saying that it won't allow more than 10,000, or, like, that thing. So check constraint is a constraint where we do is, like, if you want to put a certain restriction on a column, then we will add a check constraint. So that's about the check constraint. And the foreign key I'll be covering later. This is also very most important thing, but I will be covering later. But if I just explain you what is a foreign key right now, but if you don't understand, don't worry, because it will be more high level. But just try to understand. Means don't worry, we will be covering later as well. So foreign key constraints are basically, like, it comes under, like, when you have two tables. So when there is a relationship, so what we have is, like, we will be having the foreign key. Let's suppose we have an employee and we have a department table. So the scenario is, every employee might belongs to a particular department. It's true, right? Like, without having a department, no employees will be there. So otherwise, like, let's take the general example, like, student and a class, student and a course. We have a number of students, but each and every student will be allocated to a course. Without course, without, like, without a course, there is no student, right, in a university or in a college. Correct, right? Yes, sir.
Hear it.
So you have a student, like, we have, like, 100 students in a college, and each and every student will not be he is just enrolled and he is not belonging to any course. In that, it won't happen a scenario, like, he is not belonging to any course. He has to have a course is assigned to him, right? You guys are following, or it's confusing for you guys?
It's a little bit confusing.
Okay, So we have so you are you in the university you are a students, right? So you are allocated to you are joined as a particular course. Let's suppose MS Computer Science or like mechanical, whatever course you have. So you have a student ID, you are a student, and you are allocated to a particular course. Is that true, right? Is that correct,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
every student will be allocated to a course. Is you don't have any, so you come to US and you join in a college, you join as a student, but you are not joined as a course. Is that you see any scenario like a student is enrolling to the college without having a course?
Not
he,
at
he
all.
he has to choose a particular course. He has to choose three subjects at a semester. This is a scenario, right? You have to have a course and you have to have the um, you have to have choose the subjects on that one. Otherwise it won't allow, like every student will have the course. So to maintain the relationship between like student and course, then we will have the foreign keys. We'll come later this one, like that's why I understand you it will be confusing for you like right now, but
I got it.
there is a there is a relationship between the primary key and foreign key. So we have the primary key and but we so if you want to maintain a relationship between the two tables or n number of tables, then just understand like if you want to maintain a relationship between the two tables or n number of tables, then we will have the foreign keys. So every foreign key is totally depend on a primary key. So just understand like there is a relation between the primary key and foreign key. You understand the primary key, but just understand right now a primary if it can be a foreign key if it is having a primary key, if the table has a primary key. Just understand till that level. Okay. Okay, so this is about like today's topic. Like I thought today we will have half an hour session on practice at least, but we'll see. Like we'll do what whatever level whatever cover we can. So I'll be sending this document to the shared drive. I'll be storing this document to the shared drive. I think Harish, everyone has the access right now the shared drive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll be putting this one in the shared drive soon. Let me put it actually now. So what I want you guys to do is like you try to create a tables similar to this one. Create your own name. Like you can create a table as good as your name. Create table. You can create a do whatever table and create a few columns. Column one and you have a data type like saying that if it is number. Column two as where cat 2 you have an example, right? You might have seen here like you have the column names and everything, so you might have seen, right? But create your own tables and um, this is a simple table. If you say already exit, okay. So you might have seen the RAM, like it has two columns. If you go to the SQL, like this gives us a lot of things, but don't get confused. I just issue a command like it has two table. So I want you guys to practice the topics which we had today, like create a table, drop a table, and add a column later, like and modify a column. You can do all these operations and truncate table will come later because we are not doing because we are not doing any insert, we are not loading any table, but you just issue a truncate statement and see like how it is behaving on a small table called like jobs or some small tables. You'll having trouble like you'll have relationship, you'll be having trouble, but don't worry, just try it like and try to create a check constraint and try to have like primary key on a one single table and do these things and practice as much as you can. And I know you guys have a number of questions and a lot of questions, and we'll cover tomorrow. Like first half an hour session we will be practicing the things. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys
Sure.
have any question on today's class, or you guys have any question on
Like, are you storing the today's session on Google
Yeah, right
Drive?
now I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now so that I don't
Okay.
I don't lose it.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, like you have a couple of minutes to give me access to this thing.
What I do is uh, once I finish this one, then I'll share my your screen. I'll give you
Sure, sure.
access. I'll give you to access. Then you can share your screen, so we can
Yeah, sure.
connect it. Yeah, someone can try this one to accessing this one, the shared drive, and accessing this presentation.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that PPT.
Oh, okay. So just yeah, just all the commands whatever we discussed today. Just try to do it, and if you have any questions, definitely you will have questions, but we can don't worry, we can cover it tomorrow session. Okay.
This is the first PPT shared, right? Is there any other PPT shared
Yeah,
earlier?
I'll put other as well on this. Okay.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, this is one we'll be practicing, right? That's the reason I shared it. Okay. Think I'll make you as a presenter, then you can share your screen.
Ram, I'll be dropping off. Is there anything you'll be sharing?
Nothing now.
Okay,
I'll
thanks,
be
Ram.
stopping the recording as well so that we can have the recording.
Uh, did you also keep the record session over there?
Yeah, I'll keep the recording session as well over there.
Yeah, so that we can access.
Yeah, and
Did you save the Ramir? Did you save the record? Did you get
yeah,
it?
I'm just going through that.
Actually, initially we get a problem, right?
Right, and I'm just.
Just try to check, make sure it's recorded before closing the section.
Let me talk to Venkat on this one. I just did it, but some reason it's not.
I think before closing this session, we need to talk. We need to talk to
Yeah,
Manu because
yeah.
once
Just
we
ask him.
close it,
Is
we may
nearby?
get a problem.
Is he nearby or?
No, I am in my room. He's outside or somewhere. Can you please call him?
Yeah, and someone has trouble, right, to connecting it. Who is that?
Yeah, me, Pratik.
Hey, Pratik, I'm sorry. Yeah, I make you as a presenter.
But like, are you able to like view my screen?
Yeah, just what I'm. No, just you have to share it. You click on. You.
I'm actually trying. Yeah, yeah, it's connecting to something else.
Yeah, I'll see the screen here. I'm not able to see the screen now.
Yeah. Are you able to see my screen now?
Not yet. Yeah, now I'm able to. Okay. So go there. Go SQL developer.
Okay.
No, not this one. Yeah,
Yes.
the SQL developer.
Okay.
Yeah, click on plus.
Okay. I'm doing right.
Yeah, just click on test. The account is locked, right? Okay.
Sorry, when it's your call, please leave your name and number. I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Okay. Go to command prompt. Yeah, that one. Yes. Yeah. Alter table. Sorry, not table. Alter. Okay. Alter account.
Account. Okay.
HR space HR.
Okay.
Alter account name. Space unlock.
Enter.
This colon. Semicolon.
Okay.
Yeah, enter. Okay. CONN, type CONN space slash backslash as
Hash.
as an apple, yeah, space sysdba space, yeah, sysdba sysdba, enter. Yeah. Now type the same thing, alter account HR unlock.
Two.
Yeah, a command like the colon.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do
how
it now.
like
No, you can do it now. You can type colon now. It will work.
okay. Alter account HR unlock. In error at line 1, invalid alter command.
Alter account. Oh, give me a second actually. Alter user. Just type another one. Alter user HR. No. After HR account. It is account. Yeah.
Not unlock.
No, unlock should be there. Account HR after HR ACC. Okay. Account space. Yep. Type enter. Press enter. Yes.
User altered.
Now we go to the SQL developer.
Okay.
Go back to the screen.
Test.
Yeah. Test.
Invalid username.
Okay.
Password.
Go back to the screen. Alter.
The same.
Yeah. Command line. Alter. Alter user space HR yeah, identified by identified FIED space by HR colon.
Okay.
No problem, you can issue now as well.
Yeah.
Now try it.
User altered.
Yeah, it's done. Now you can try it.
Yeah. Connect.
Okay, click on save and just connect it. Yeah, you connect. Yeah, now you can see it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all.
That's all. Like you can connect it. Venkat? Yeah, అది నేను రికార్డ్ చేసిన కానీ రికార్డ్ ఆపేసిన నేను కానీ నాకు లోకల్ దాంట్లో సేవ్ కాలేదు. ఎక్కడన్నా వేరే దగ్గర సేవ్ అవుతుందా? సెట్టింగ్స్ లోనేమో నా సెట్టింగ్స్ లో ఉంది, నాకు యూజరు సోనా అది ఉంది. ఇంకా క్లోజ్ చేయలేదు నేను సెషన్, బట్ క్లోజ్ అనే పోద్దామని భయం. ఓకే, సెషన్ క్లోజ్ చేద్దాం నేను అట్లయితే. ఫోల్డర్ రాలేదా? ఫైల్ రాలేదు. సి డ్రైవ్ యూజర్స్ మై డాక్యుమెంట్ అవునవును. యా సమ్ రీజన్ అది కాలేదు యాక్చువల్గా, అది కన్వర్ట్ కూడా కావట్లేదు. ఒక నిమిషం కిందికి వెళ్తా, సీన్తో చదువుతా, సీన్ చూస్తాను. ఉన్నాడు. సీన్ అది స్టోర్ కాలేదు, ఇంకే దీంట్లో నేను రికార్డ్ అయిపోయింది, మొత్తం చేసేసిన. అయిపోయిందా? క్యాన్సిల్ చేసిన, అది మొత్తం చేయలేదు యాక్చువల్లీ. ఇక్కడ ఉన్నట్టుంది, ఉందా ఇంకా వస్తుందా? ఒక్క నిమిషం నాన్న, అది ముట్టి ఎత్తుకుంటున్నా. ఏమైంది వెంకట్? లేదు సీన్ కొడుకు, నా కొడుకు ఆడినాను సెంట్లో వచ్చిన. హాయ్ చెప్పు వెంకట్ మామ. హాయ్ చెప్పు అంకుల్. వెంకట్ మామ హాయ్ చెప్పు. హాయ్ మామ చెప్పు. హాయ్ మామ చెప్పు. హాయ్ మామ చెప్పు. హలో మామ, ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? అడుగు. ఏం మామ ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? వెంకట్ మామ ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? వెంకట్ మామ ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? తిన్నావా? అడుగు. తిన్నావా? పంపిస్తాను. అత్త ఏం చేస్తుంది? రజనీ అత్త ఏడున్నాడు? రజనీ అత్త ఏడున్నాడు? స్లీపింగ్. చెప్పాలా వెంకట్? లేదన్నా, ఇప్పుడు తినాలి. యాక్చువల్లీ బాబు కోసం వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నా. నేను చూద్దాం. ఓకేలే వెంకట్, నేను చూస్తా ఒకసారి, లేకుంటే మళ్ళీ రేపు ఒకసారి ట్రై చేస్తాను. ఇది నేను చూస్తలేనా అన్న? మేము చూసి నేను ఒకసారి చూస్తాం. ఇది ఆన్లైన్. ఓకే చలో, గుడ్ నైట్ అన్న. గుడ్ నైట్. కట్టుగా చూడండి. చెప్పినా అయిపోయింది. ఎగ్జిట్ కొడుతూ వస్తున్నాడు. మీటింగ్